Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. And in today's video we have this Dodge Durango and we're going to do the Racetrack installation for this vehicle. So as you can see, this is how the lens looked before doing the installation, and this is how it looks after the installation. So the tint has PPR properties, which means it will protect the lenses from yellowing over time, as well as protect it from any small scratches or any road debris that may hit the lens. Link for the product will be provided below, but with that being said, let's get started with the installation video. These are the tools you need for the installation. So before we get started with the installation, we need to make sure we prep the Racetrack. So we're going to need two solutions in order to prep it. Our first solution is Slip Solution, which contains baby shampoo and distilled water. And our second solution is Tack Solution, which is just isopropyl alcohol mixed with distilled water. So we're going to use our Slip Solution and apply it onto the lens. And with a clean microfiber towel, just start removing any contaminants that the entire tail light may have, and also clean the surrounding area of the tail light. That way, in case the film does drop or starts to fall off as you're doing the installation, it doesn't catch any contaminants. So flip your microfiber towel around, and now you grab your Tack Solution and spray it onto your microfiber towel. And what this does is it helps remove any wax or any coating or any other hard contaminants that we weren't able to remove with the Slip Solution. So clean the entire tail light, and then once we're done prepping, we can start with the installation. Okay, so now we can start with the installation. So just apply a little bit of Slip Solution to the lens and a little bit to the adhesive side of the film. Now with this one, we want to start by applying Tack Solution already to the lens. That way we're able to align the film and start securing it as fast as possible. And the reason why we want to do that is because of this deep curve that we have on this section of the tail light. So make sure to keep everything aligned. The film only covers the red reflector section of the tail light. It doesn't cover the entire remaining color that's already black on the outer section. So keep that in mind. It only covers just the red reflector here. So align it here. This should fall into place. And if you need to lift or readjust, you can. So it should be good right there. So in order to know if you aligned it correctly, you need to make sure right here you don't have any film or any excess film hanging on the edge here. If you have it aligned to the edge, then you should be good. Same here, just double check. Right here we should be good, because we're just going to need to stretch the film just a little bit. So right here, this section should be good. So now that we have it secured, just apply Tack Solution, grab your squeegee and anchor it on this area. Remove all the solution underneath the film. And now you could either work on the top or in the bottom section. It doesn't really matter. So just make sure everything stays aligned and it's covering the red reflector. So just lift it, align it as you go to have full coverage. So just apply Tack Solution underneath the film, and on top, grab your squeegee and start tacking down the film. Tack it down slowly and make sure to remove all of the solution. Be careful on this curved area. Just take your time tacking it down. Work those fingers little by little. And don't forget about the bottom. If this section still continues to lift, we could come back after and apply Tack Solution with a little bit of heat, but this should be good for now. That way the film doesn't fall off. And make sure this stays tacked down. You can apply a little bit of heat, but first, before we seal this, let's just finish the bottom section. So just lift it carefully, apply Slip Solution just in case the film starts to dry up, and just stretch down. Only just a little bit as needed, that way the film reaches the curve here. Stretch down and then stretch a little bit this way. So it should be like this. Grab your Tack Solution and just carefully lift it and tack it down. Start from this end and work your way towards the bottom. Okay. Just be cautious around this area when you're tacking down the film. Take your time So hold it in position for a couple seconds and then grab your heat gun. You can also use a hairdryer to help apply heat and tack this area down. So apply tack solution underneath the film and on top. Grab your heat gun, use the low setting for this part. Apply heat evenly around this curve area. And now with your squeegee, just start tagging it down. Hold it in position for a couple seconds, that way the adhesive starts to activate and tack down to the taillight. And another trick you can do just to help it tack down faster is wrapping your microfiber towel around your squeegee. That way it stays tacked down, and also you're helping remove any solution around the edges. So it should be flat like this. And now since we're applying heat around this curve, if the film is lifting on this section or in this section, you would just come back, apply tack solution where you see the fingers or where you see the film lifting. Grab your heat gun, apply heat. Make sure you're applying it evenly, that way we don't burn the film. And then just do the same trick, wrap your microfiber towel around your squeegee and help it tack down. Go all over the film, that way we secure the tint and it doesn't lift over time. Don't forget about the curved edge here, the bottom, and then we should be good. And you would just repeat the same process for the other section on the other side of the taillight, and then once you're done, we move on to the middle piece. And with this one, in the middle of the tint, there is a small section here that shows two arrows, one on top, one on the bottom. These two small arrows indicate that we need to start the install from the middle. So make sure to align it where this little small circle is located. So align those arrows to the circle. So it should be like that. Making sure that it's pointing directly in the middle of the lens right here. And once it's in the middle, you also make sure that the film is covering just the red reflector here. So right here, just make sure the tint is covering everything. So from the bottom and top section. And now we can start tacking down the middle section and working our way out. So apply tack solution underneath. Keep it aligned right in the middle, right there. And then you grab your squeegee and start tacking it down. Make sure to remove all the solution underneath the film. And once this is tacked down, you can work either that side or this side. And all we need to do is just lift the film, align it, and if needed, just do a light stretch just so it reaches this edge here. So it could be like that, right on the edge. Make sure everything stays aligned as you go. And then apply tack solution on top of the film. That way our squeegee is able to glide and not scratch the film. So secure just this portion first, and then we'll work on the top afterwards. Stretch the just a little bit. And we should be good. Okay, and now once we finish tagging on that one, same thing here, same process. Just lift the film if needed and apply slip solution. That way we're able to align and stretch the film. So with this side here, you will need to stretch just a little bit more. So stretch it, that way it forms to the curve here. So stretch it to the edge. Have it aligned, and we should be good. Grab your squeegee, make sure you're holding it with one hand on this end, that way it doesn't move. And then with the other one, just start tightening it down. So on one side, you will need to stretch a good amount. The only reason why is because we want the film to form to the shape of the taillight here. And now once we finish tacking down both ends, we need to seal the top edges, that way it's not lifting over time. So you notice the film is not tacked down on top. So to seal the entire edge, you can seal the top and bottom just to make sure that it's not lifting. Apply tack solution Grab your heat gun, or you can also use a hairdryer, and apply heat wherever you see that the film is lifting. This will help the film's adhesive to activate, and you'll be able to tack it down. So apply heat. You could use your hand to help it tack down a little bit, and then with your squeegee you would just tack it down. Okay, and then once you finish sealing this, double check and see on this end here if you see that the tint is lifting, or just to help the adhesive activate faster also, that way it doesn't lift, you can also apply heat. So use your heat gun, apply heat, and you can use your microfiber towel on this side to help it tack down. And what our microfiber towel is doing is it's helping remove any solution that's underneath the edges. That way it dries up more faster. Okay, we should be good. And now we move on to this bottom piece. So same steps as how we did it for the top lens. Apply slip solution to the adhesive side of the film and slip solution to the lower section this time. And with this piece, same thing. There is a little small arrow in the middle section of the film. We just need to make sure this stays tacked down and it doesn't fall off and catch any contaminants. So leave it here for now. And it has that small little arrow right here. That arrow, you just align it to the middle section right here. So align it in the middle, make sure it's aligned on top and the bottom. The important thing is that the tint covers the reflector, the red reflector here. So that's important for the tint to cover. Okay, once it's aligned in the middle, you just start tagging it down. Lift it carefully and apply tack solution underneath and on top of the film. And then grab your squeegee and secure it. Remove all the solution, and the same steps that we did for the top piece, you would do the same steps for the bottom piece. Keep it aligned and tack it down. 2, 3. Now for this section here, you notice that the film is not reaching the edge. So all we need to do is just lift the film carefully. If the film is drying up, just apply a little bit of slip solution and just stretch the film. Make sure as you stretch, you're holding this down, that way it doesn't lift as you're stretching the film. So just stretch it up to the edge right there. Hold this down. Make sure to tack it down. That way it's not lifting, and tack down here. You will need to apply just a little bit more pressure with your squeegee around this curve, that way it's not lifting when we do the stretch, and tack this section down. Okay, so once that section is secured, you just carefully lift this end, and since the film may have gotta dry, just apply slip solution to the lens and to the adhesive side of the film. And same steps as how we did it for the other side. Just keep it aligned and secure it as you go. And then for this one, just a light stretch is needed to stretch here, like how we did it for that end. But first we need to secure this section first. So make sure it stays aligned, it's covering the red strip here. Grab your tack solution and apply on top, and if needed underneath. That way the adhesive on the film activates faster. Start from the middle and work your way out. Make sure to keep it aligned. And then this bottom section here for the entire film, we could seal it off with heat. But first we just need to make sure this stays aligned, secured. That way we could seal the bottom edge. So since it's just a light stretch we need to do, just make sure everything else stays aligned. Make sure everything is being covered. Secure up to the curve here. Make sure it's dry and hold it here and just lightly stretch the film to the edge right there. So the tint should reach to the edge, and just hold it. That way the film starts tacking down by itself, and then with your squeegee, secure everything else. And now you just remove the entire solution underneath the film. You could wipe it down just to make sure and double check that you're not leaving any solution before you seal. So everything should be good based on what I see. And now to seal the bottom edge, you would just need to apply tack solution underneath the film. And then with your heat gun, you could use the low or the high setting for this part, but if you do use the high setting, just make sure not to keep the heat gun too close to the tint, that way we don't accidentally burn it. So use the high setting if needed, and apply heat evenly throughout the entire tail light. And as we're applying heat, we're going to use our microfiber towel to help tack down those edges. So just go like this towards the bottom, hold it for a couple seconds if needed, that way the film starts tacking down. So you see this section here is still lifting, this is not, since this is the area we're working on. And you would just start from the middle and work your way out. Okay, the film's not lifting, we're sealing everything, so just repeat this process throughout the entire section of the tail light, also the top if needed, and then once you're done, we move on to the last step, which is post-heating everything. So once we finish with the entire installation for the Racetrack, the last thing to do is to post-heat the entire film. So all we're doing is just applying tack solution to the entire tail light. And we're going to need a microfiber towel that we're able to tack down the film as we're applying heat with our heat gun. You can also use a hair dryer. So you can use the highest setting for this part and apply heat evenly throughout the entire lens. And like I mentioned, our microfiber towel would just help us tack down and remove any solution that's still trapped on the edges of the film. So make sure to go all around the tint, take your time applying heat. And then once you're done with this step, you're done with the installation. So that concludes the installation video for the Racetrack for the Dodge Durango. We hope that the video helped you guys out with the installation. Don't forget to drop a like on the video, make sure you subscribe and turn on that notification bell. That way you don't miss any of our upcoming installation videos. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you guys in the next one.